Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks bringing you the daily Tesla report for Wednesday, September 14th, 2022. Let's take a look at the charts. I'll start with the big picture once again. A little over a week ago when we started the daily Tesla report for the month of September, day-to-day analysis, free on YouTube, we'd mentioned how that 275.74 rising channel bottom that comes off the lows from last spring, a level, an area that we actually did test a week or so ago, able to contain selling through October trade, and in fact above which, let's see, which one should I pick here? I'll go with the next one. How's that? Holding above 275.74, this channel bottom will keep 336.88 in reach by the end of October or sooner. Now, I thought that sooner would come over the next 2 or 3 weeks when we settled on Monday, clearly above the descending channel top that is presently at 299.13. We actually opened above it. It held. We closed near the highs of the day. And then, of course, the CPI figures came out before the opening, and the market gapped significantly lower, gapped below that formation at 299.13, and set off, obviously, follow through selling, as one would expect with that kind of data. On the way down today, that 290.31 downside 3/8 Fibonacci. It's a 3/8 Fibonacci from the low that was put out about a week and a half ago here against the high that was put out on Monday. So downside is 290.31. We almost tested it within about 9 ticks actually on Tuesday. It can continue to contain daily selling pressures. You can see the support and resistance levels outlined here. And in fact, above which we could, I don't know about today, but it's certainly possible, rally back to 299.13. The indication for that possibility, or at least enhancing that likelihood, would be pushing or opening above 296.16, a level that can contain ample intraday buying. Once tested, we could fall back to 290.31 on an intraday basis. But as I say, pushing or opening above 296.16 should yield 299.13 intraday. Right now, I'm calling 299.13, this descending channel top, the start of a range up to 300.40, which is the low of the high. So, you know, if we close at 299.50, for instance, that certainly is a sign of stability, sign of strength as we move into next week. But I really think closing above 300.40, you give it that extra point and a quarter or so of upside, and you actually then have a follow-through buy signal, I think, that should then yield 310.67 within several days. And yes, once again, over the next several weeks, 336.88, that long-term channel top, able to contain buying on a longer-term basis. Where do I have it properly illustrated? Bear with me here. I suppose it's right here. There it is. Yeah, so if we close back above 300.40, not labeled here, the low of the high from Monday, then 2 to 3 week buy signal to 336.88, where we can top out actually through the rest of the year. I'll just mention once again that 310.67, I do believe I have it labeled here, is an upside 5/8 Fibonacci, AB, A being last year's high, B being the more recent May low. On the way up, it actually performed quite well in containing longer-term buying pressures, which is to say, through August activity. We never closed above 310.67, so I have it there, and if settled above, would present a secondary buy signal into early October trade that targeted 336.88. I say targeted because above 275.74, it remains a 1 to 2 month objective. And if we close today back above 300.40, then it goes back into the 2 to 3 week column where I would expect 336.88. Now let's continue with the downside. That appears to be the path of least resistance today. And if we break, especially if we open below 290.31, let's say we gap below 290.31, well, yes, indeed, we can continue all the way south to 283.01, which is nothing but a simple descending trend line off of these highs. It can today contain daily selling pressures. And I'll say that if we do close today below 283.01, we should retest tomorrow, Thursday, that 275.74 long-term channel bottom, which once again can contain selling through October, and once again above which 336.88 is anticipated over that longer-term time horizon. If we do close in the coming days below 275.74, we have a good, what I would call a good September high, not a good longer term high, because we're not far off then from testing Wait, let me scroll here. By the way, you can download this document on our website. You just click on the link in the YouTube section. We do show it. If we close below 275.74, that rising channel bottom not shown here, then our next, possibly within 3 to 5 days, but more like 1 to 2 weeks, I would anticipate 254.66, this longer term rising 2/3 speed line projected off that May low. It also can contain selling on a monthly basis like 275.74 can. And so I am constructive into October above 275.74, and I don't turn, let's call it destructive or bearish into October unless we were to close below 254.66. And then we've got a significant sell-off, I think, as we continue into later year. Closing below 254.66, we should retest this 206.85 low within a month or two. We could call that a 3 to 5 week objective. And over the next month or two, I would then anticipate this longer term descending channel bottom, which we tested in May at 192.80. And if we close below 254.66 over the following month or two, 192.80, this was a long-term support level we outlined in a Tesla video back in April, May. We anticipated it, and it held nicely, and I think it can continue to contain selling on a quarterly basis if tested. But we're a long way from that right now. Keep in mind, we remain constructive through October above 275.74. Despite all this stuff you see in here, holding above 275.74 will keep this 336.88 long-term channel top in reach by the end of October. And last thing I'll say is if we happen to close over the next few days back above 300.40, we should reach 336.88 within about 2 to 3 weeks. And that is all I'm going to say for today's Daily Tesla Report. I'll be back tomorrow with Thursdays. Don't forget, wickedstocks.com, daily triple Q, daily SPY analysis, a whole bunch of stuff. 2 individual stock picks a week. We did one today on Sienna Corporation. It's testing long-term support as we speak. You should have a look. The premium on monthly membership is very reasonably priced for what you get, all 5 to 10 minute video format like the one you just watched. You have a great evening.